Darcy Lange, last weekend in Nanaimo, looked like you were back to form, my friend.
Yeah, you know, I felt real good get on my home track in front of my hometown crowd, and you know, I did a lot better than the weekend before Mission, and I just want to keep improving this year. You know, I'm feeling better and better every week, and hopefully we can go out there this weekend and put another one on top box.
Some of the top guys hurt and DNFs. You're really not too far back in the points. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, it definitely does feel good. You know, the first race I came in and I just struggled the whole weekend, and last weekend I made up for it a little bit, and this weekend I want to come out here and hopefully put my Rich and Race Pro Circuit Fox Kawasaki up top.
15-year-old sensation Kyle Beaton went 3rd overall last weekend in Nanaimo. Kyle, you got to be stoked coming into round 3.
Yeah, you know, that was the last weekend was awesome for him. You know, I never expected to do so good, but hopefully I can do it again and podium here in Calgary.
Everyone seems to be riding the 250F. Why'd you choose the YZ125?
I chose the YZ125 because it's an awesome bike and it's a bit lighter than 250F, and when you let off on the 250F, it has kind of a down compression that I don't really like too much, but 125 is working great for me.
Ah, the boy we call Golds. First 125 moto coming up.
Pacific Yamaha's Tracy Johnson. Tracy, you're a new face in our series. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
21 years old. I'm from Olympia, Washington. Just coming out here, hooked up with Bill and Jan McLean this winter. Just coming out here to have some fun.
Have you raced in Canada before, Tracy?
Yeah, I came here and did their Arena Cross series this winter. And a few years back, I came and did the first round of, at the time, it was Nanaimo.
First moto of the day from Calgary's Wild Rose MX Park. This 125 will be brought to you by Orthoflex CTI2 Custom Racing, the choice of champions. Good shot of Tiger Lacey on the lines. We move to Kyle Beaton and number 34, Brandon Lloyd. Dangerous Dawn with the 5-second board. The gate is down. Brian coming to that first corner. Who's going to get the MXP hole shot?
Fast corner here at the Wild Rose Park.
Big crash.
Got some guys down. There's Nelson, Beaton, and it looks like Bart Stevenson on his home track, Mark.
Brian, look at all the Yamahas up front. This class is dominated by the blue bike.
Yeah, and Beaton's the only one on 125. The rest are all 250Fs as Nelson pulls out a nice lead. Stevenson taking a look up the inside.
That's the one thing I like about this track, Brian. Those corners are high and wide. Lots of options to the F and the power cam. Great shot of Stevenson through that rhythm section.
Let's see if Bart can do something to Nelson. It's his home track. Here's a replay of the start. I want to make a mention here. That's Evan Lothridge. He bumps into the back.
Man.
2 crashes there. First one, Lothridge bumps Jimmy Nelson's back tire, goes down hard, and then I don't know who this is on the outside, but
carnage all over. You're right, Lothridge in last place, getting up. There he is now, back in the race. Not any worse for wear, except for the fact that he's got to work his way through the pack.
Let's see what he's made of here. We know he started dead last. Bastiani now wrestling with a hay bale. Not a good start for him. He's in second in points. This is an important day in the West.
Bastiani with some issues as we get back to that back uphill section of the valley. Looks like Lacey Beaton moving up on number 320, Dustin Hayes. What a start for that young Honda rider, Brian.
Good shot for Hayes, but you can see Beaton, the aggressor, looking all over on Lacey. This big step up is really tough on the 125s. You can see him just making it. Look at Beaton casing twice, beating himself up out here. And look at this, the young fellow on the Honda comes back.
Dustin Hayes with a great ride. You're right, Brian. It's all about your approach to that step up. 125s do not have the throttle power to get up and over if they don't get a good approach. All right, back to our leader, number 181, Pacific Yamaha's Jimmy Nelson. Out in front now, looking really smooth, Brian. Starting to build up a bit of a lead.
Yeah, remember last weekend, first 125 moto had that lead and crashed horribly. Let's see if he can hold on here as Beaton finally makes the pass here on Hayes.
Hayes is right in the mix. Like to see that. Young riders, that's what the 125 class is all about. Oh, Bastiani down again. Another problem for the Cowie riders.
He's not doing himself any favors whatsoever by crashing again. This Nelson kid knows how to pick lines, and you can see Stevenson taking the same lines or missing those braking bumps.
Again, I'm very impressed with Bart Stevenson. He is hanging with Jimmy Nelson as we get back to Lothridge, who's in the mix, and he slips by number 12, Dusty Klatt. This guy is not taking long to get back in the mix.
Lothridge can do everything right on the bike. He stays so low, he can find traction. His body soaks everything up. Here he comes now on Tracy Johnson and Kyle Beaton from last Travs. He's worked all the way up to the top 5.
Sign of a champion, Brian. A guy that will go down, get back on the bike, and charge as we get back to Jimmy Nelson on the Pack Yamaha. A good track for the 4-stroke, Brian.
What a shot of Nelson. You hear him blipping in midair. There's so much hang time. He's just in midair as Beaton. This is going to be an experience day for him, learning a lot. Lothridge about 5-6 years older than Beaton, so Beaton, first year pro, third ever national, doing quite well.
I am so impressed with that young rider. He showed a lot of tenacity coming out here. He bangs bars, he gets the elbows up. That kid's got a lot of style. I see a big future in Canadian motocross. Getting back to that little downhill, almost off camber. A lot of line choice out there, Brian. That's why I love this track.
Yeah, it's so fun for the riders. Lots of places to go. The track has been slowed down this year quite a bit as Bastiani whipping it beautifully, still having fun after 2 big crashes. A lot of heart, Bastiani, man.
Oh, look at this. Stevenson, he's pressing for the lead. Does he have him? Pair of 4-stroke YZ 250S. No way. Oh, on the inside line, does Stevenson have him? No way. Nelson again using the high line to his advantage. The slingshot through the rhythm.
And then just hacks off Burns' way there in the straightaway.
Whoa, little moment there for Stevenson.
Stevenson definitely showing him a wheel. Oh, Stevenson almost goes, knifes himself out there.
Brian, I love Nelson's defense. We talk about the way that he rides, always trying to scrub speed, keeping low. He's doing it again on this track.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're right, defense the name of the game there. You know, trying to just take away the advantage from the next rider. Things can happen so quickly in this sport. You can see Stevenson there had that moment. He could have crashed. It's Lacey now, all alone in third.
There he is, Bart. Rick Haber had your man, is riding awesome. Home track, hometown. Was right on Jimmy there for a bit. He fell back. What's going on?
Yeah, I think this late in the race, he's thinking second place is pretty much as good as first for the first moto, so we'll see what happens next moto.
Saving something for the second moto?
Yep, betcha.
Right on.
Back to the Valley section. This is the battle for 12th place. Todd Mini on the Pack Yamaha. Lance Rickett on that Coors Light RM125. Oh, great jump, Brian. All about the approach on the step up.
Yeah, he had a great drive. The RM125 launched him right up the step up. Rickard knows this track well. He's a Calgary native. He's got tons of fans out here today.
With our leaders getting their last lap flag, Stevenson again not far behind as we get back to Brock Davey. Number 52, that's Matthew. Steve Kuliak in the third section. Oh, with a big moment, is dropping down to the hill. Oh, look at him.
That's a fast section. He got caught up in the soft stuff. Well, you can see his body landed right on the soft dirt. He's able to get up and back on the bike.
Right, did you see that? Lockridge has caught Tiger Lacey for third place, my friend.
A last lap pass. How insulting for Lacey. Knocks Lacey off the podium.
Yeah, my results haven't been up to par, but we're working on that. You know, I fly back and forth to the States every week, and I've been training hard and working hard, and I want to be a GSR, so we're going to see this weekend.
The 250 pros are on the line. Here we go, Brian. This photo will be brought to you by Honda, Blackfoot, and Thor. The fine people at Blackfoot Motorsports. Dangerous Don with the 5-second board. He goes sideways, and the gate is down. Long sweeper who's going to get that MXP hole shot.
Yamaha's right in there. Suzuki, KTM, Cerny's got a good start. Waugh with the whole shot.
Beautiful start for John Sebastian Waugh. No surprise there. KTM's Julian Cerny, number 18, and 767, Danny Beckett Jr. in fourth.
Yeah, and Huffman's right in there. Darcy Lange there. Oh, and I see the ominous Big 100. He's charging in the top 10.
Oh, to the FMF Power Can. John
suspension. Wasp using all of it there. What a great shot.
That is a tough part of the track, Brian. If you don't time those right, you're in a heap of trouble. Back to some carnage off the top. Sullivan's in the mix. Kuliak's got a problem. There is the return of number 10, Simon Holmans, in the mix.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, he had the whack on the head. He's all good now. Oh, and there he is. Craig Decker on the gas.
Oh, Decker on the big bike slips by Danny Beckett Jr. You know what, Brian? He has to get up there. He doesn't want Huffman and Waugh to take off. Those guys can check out.
That's a really good point. As Lange now mounting his charge on Beckett. And there's Marco Duersch, the German. Number 53, Coors Light Suzuki.
John Sebastian Waugh preparing to finish off his first lap as we get back to Lange. Does he have Beckett Jr. on the inside through the rhythm section? Great line for him. Again going high though, Brian. Very interesting. They're approaching to these corners with doors coming up on Beckett.
The high line gives you a better drive into this rhythm section and carry a little more speed. Now here's some of the riders are going wide. To me, the left looks like the smoothest line.
I agree with you as we see the champ hit the big 100-footer. Oh, as we get back to Lange. Smooth as silk, Brian. One of my favorite additions to this Calgary track.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. Last year, race director Dave McGregor and Bill Tanner got together to build that tabletop, and it is a sweet section.
Here we are back to a pair of 4-strokes as they drop down into the bowl. Doobie with the nice slide sweeper. Treadwell on the inside, crossing over. Does he have him? Oh, here you go, Brian. That inside line could be your best friend and your worst enemy.
Mesley's the fly in the ointment, taking over for Snail from last year. Look at this battle. Treadwell on the inside, Mesley on the outside.
Oh, you can always see Mesley coming with the big snow cone, the white bucket. Great pass on Treadwell. Treadwell looked like he had a moment down there. Looked like he was banging his bars there for a second, Brian.
Mesley makes it stick on Treadwell. Lothridge and Lance, no stranger to each other from the arena cross battles.
Lothridge with a great line on the inside, on the uphill, makes the pass stick on Lynch. Brian, you know what? Lynch is going to have to get on the gas and work on that defense. He can't give up passes like that this early in the motor.
Lothridge forced him to chop the throttle early. He tucked down low. Now he's in the sandwich of Suzuki's. He's got...
Oh! Hoffman with a moment! Another one right
yes.
there,
And there's Decker to capitalize. Huffman almost ate it hard there. You can see in a split second, you go from 0 to 0 in this sport.
Tiny little kicker coming out of the Old Spice red zone. Difficult part. Opposite lines here. Huffman on the inside. Decker going wide, looking for the slingshot. Does he have the pass? Great acceleration for Huffman, but Decker's force choke makes it happen, Brian.
Decker actually made that pass way back before the first rhythm. He had so much more momentum coming out of the corner. It took him that long to actually pass. As we've got DeHaan and Schnell, they seem to be going at it week in, week out.
Working up on Cerny. Again, the approach off of the double there, Brian. It's all about the approach. But DeHaan with a nice line making his way up on Cerny. Oh, the champ!
Picture perfect around that berm. Look at the champ. He's getting everything right here in the first moto, in the crouch, styling, landing smooth, saving his energy, riding his own race.
Nobody corners a track like that guy. Nobody does. As we get back to Lange, with his hands full again of number 53, Marco Dorsch. Again, as we get down to this bottom section, let's see the approach.
Dorsch, a very serious part of this series, never made the podium, but he's always there, just outside the top three. Passes Darcy Lange. This is a good European tough section of the track, and he's shining out there.
Yeah, he is. Again, nice lines up there. Darcy just looking a little tentative. I'd like to see him get more aggressive so we get back to that rhythm section. Dubé on the inside, Treadwell on the outside. Dubé looks like he's almost off the gas, Brian.
He's battling so many injuries and ailments. He shows fleeting moments of brilliance and then seems to tire, and he's not taking the risks that we're used to seeing from Dubé.
Different angle of the step up as we giant Sebastian Waugh on the gas in the lead with a nice lead at the moment over second place.
Yeah, he's really whipped it up in this moto. It's winding down. There's the gap to Decker. Decker's got a big full of Huffman, and as he goes wide, look at this. This is a great opportunity for Huffman to capitalize. He's gained lots of real estate there, Travis.
Well, that's exactly it. You know, you're waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. That was a mistake from Decker. Huffman's closing the gap.
Let's see if this fuels Huffman's fire. Mesley now. Treadwell back up. Mesley made that brilliant pass on Treadwell earlier, but Treadwell is the Iron Man. He goes the exact same speed the whole race. Looks like Mesley's tiring a bit.
What a beautiful line on the outside crossover going inside for Iron Mike Treadwell. And look at this. Huffman gets by Decker for second place.
Yes, he does.
You know what, Brian? I really like Huffman through that rhythm section. He's got it dialed.
Yeah.
He's so low and keeps the bike right on top of him.
He's so smooth. You know that these two were teammates in 95 on the Suzuki 125 squad. Huffman had the #1 plate. We're going back, what, 8 years? Here they are, Canadian soil, having an epic battle.
Two really strong Americans. You know what? Damon Huffman, week in, week out, is getting stronger and stronger. That guy's going to be a force. Look at this battle. DeHaan and Schnell are going at it tooth and nail.
See, they find each other every single weekend. They're battling for ninth as the champs, guys. For all you armchair athletes, doing it for the kids, Travis. He's
Brian,
doing it for the kids.
Down into that new section. Looks like Decker on the inside. Does he have Huffman? Moves into second. You know what, Brian? It's tough to see that part of the track, but it's natural terrain out there, and Decker had that inside line, made the pass.
He's so strong. He's not the most stylish rider on the circuit compared to, say, Huffman Waugh, but he gets the job done. He's just so tenacious, always strong and on the gas.
Huffman with a tear-off as they head into that little off-camber swing-back section down into the valley. Decker with some nice lines out there. I like the way that he's riding to the step-up. Oh, Jimmy Gaddis and Simon Homans. Homans crosses back inside. Does he have Gaddis? Now Gaddis crosses back. Homans and Gaddis going at it. This is dynamite racing.
Gaddis very creative with the lines. He just crosses right across all the berms. As Decker now, the advantage. These two, you can put a blanket over them here, and this is for second place.
That battle with Homans, by the way, Brian, was for 17th, so he's got to get up and get in the mix. You're right. Look at these guys. All over the track they're battling. They seem to have good lines all over the place. That's what I like. They don't seem to be following. except in those tight areas.
Yeah, 250 Honda, two-stroke to the 450 Yamaha. Huffman takes him on the inside, Travis. What can you say?
Decker looked like he was going for the slingshot, but Huffman was on the gas earlier with that inside line. Made it work for him. Look at this, Decker on the inside. Moves back into second past Huffman. That's a very rough part of the track, though, eh, Brian?
Huffman had the smooth line on the left-hand side, jumping up into that new sand section. Huffman, he's not giving up. This race is not over. These two have a lot of paint to swap before the end of this race.
Epic battle, Brian. Epic battle. This could be the best battle so far this season. As we get back to Jean-Sébastien Roy, again working through that sand section in first place with some nice lines out there. Great throttle response for him. Great throttle control.
Was on cruise control. This race isn't over. There's Decker. Decker looked like he missed a shifter. His shifter got caught in the rut. He's banging on the shifter. Look who capitalizes. Damon Huffman, second place.
Again on the inside. Huffman loves that inside line, getting back into that rhythm section. I don't think he's going to give up the inside line on this one. Is he, though? Is he? Again goes outside.
Decker wasn't close enough to make it work. He did last lap. I don't know. There's a few laps left in this race. Crisscrossing through the sand. Look at the body English of Decker. He is in attack mode.
Brian, we have just received word Jean-Sébastien Roy is on his final approach. That was a last lap pass as he goes through the red zone. Number 1 Blackfoot Honda rider, Jean-Sébastien Roy, getting ready to take the checkered flag. That's 5 moto wins in a row for the big man.
This is the Style Master Freestyle Show.
You f***ed up. You threw it all away again, 'cause you don't know what you want from day to day. Point the blame back at yourself. It's the same old game. You take my breath away with all the things to say. You take my words away, and now I'm left here standing all alone. Standing all alone. Yeah. You try to change the world, and you never see it's all a game. Tell me, you try to change the world, and you never see that it's all a game. Never see that it's all a game. Tell me, let's go. You take my breath away with all the things to say. You take my words away, and now I'm left here standing all alone. Breath away with all the things to say. You take my words away.
Okay, mental note. Come to the track to watch the races. It's a lot of fun here. Not by choice. Rocket Wild Rose. Oh, man. Freestyle. The Phillips brothers hanging it out. Up mountains of fun here, Mike. Good second 1-2-5 from Calgary. This one's brought to you by Yamaha ATVs. Good shot of the line. Whole bunch of Yamahas on the line as we look at dangerous Don Davidson with the 5-board. He goes sideways. Looking for the gate to drop, coming down into that first corner. MX Performance Magazine hole shot, Brian. Who gets it?
Jimmy Nelson's got a great jump. Fossiati had a great jump. Blew it, went wide. Stevenson actually takes Nelson, and Fossiati comes through with the lead, coming here into the rhythm section.
Lightning fast, Colton Fossiati with a beautiful start. He's out in front. Let's see if he can check out the battle right now. Is for second place. Nelson on the inside with a great move and gets by Stevenson.
Great line for Nelson there into this rhythm section. You can see Lothridge there. He's just outside the top 5. Looks like a Honda up there. Kyle Beaton's in the mix as well.
Kyle Beaton, another good start for him. Fossiati's got his hands full. Looks like Nelson on the outside moves into first place. Let's watch the lines for Stevenson, though. This guy is mature. He's a good rider. He knows his track.
Yeah, and he's strong. He's proved that. He's had 2 terrible years. So really, we haven't seen much of Barton 2 full seasons. It's really refreshing to see him running up front.
Boys funneling through on the Export A lockoff cam. Beautiful shot as we get back to Nielsen in first place. Oh, the big tabletop ride.
Great camera work. Soak it all in. Bike soaring high. Great track. Ooh, James Simner takes a soil sample. Looks like he knocked the wind out of himself. He's getting up. He's okay. He's getting some help.
Nice to see Alex Longjeans from Oakley over there with a helping hand as we see Beaton and Stevenson at the bottom before the step-up go at it. Beaton with a nice line as he works his way up on Fasciotti. And did you see that? 106 Tiger Lacey on the inside. Oh, Lockridge out of nowhere. Ryan with a fabulous pass, but does he have him? He does on the inside. Lacey's not giving up though. I think that's a little payback from the last moto.
Very lucky break for both those riders. Lockridge come in there out of control. It's a good save.
Yeah, good save is right. Just hang on for dear life as we get back to our leader number 181, Jimmy Nelson. Starting to get familiar with him up front now, Brian.
Nelson doing it all right. Here's a replay. Oh, Lockridge comes out all squirrely. Could have been in serious trouble. Lacey sees it coming, just manages to get out of the way. That could have been a ugly situation. Awesome job of saving it for Lockridge, though, man. Good, strong kid.
Balls to the walls, Brian. No question about it as Lockridge makes his way up on Stevenson. This is for fourth place with a great pass. Stevenson not giving up, though. Love the way that guy's riding. We've been talking about him the whole 125 West as we get back to the tabletop. Young Ryan Mitchell with a nice line in the check back.
Talking about Lockridge, he finished a solid 4th in the 250 moto here before this. He's got the track dialed, lots of time out here. But, like we mentioned, it's really hot. We'll see if he can last.
A dynamite rider. We keep talking about it. Maybe a couple more years than some of these guys, except for Stevenson. Good on the maturity level, good head. Fasciotti, he's got some lines right now, but I'd like to see that.
Bart actually got Lockridge bad. If you look at this. Beaton takes out Fasciotti the same place he took out Stevenson. This kid's showing maturity well beyond his years, taking out the established guns here in the 125.
Here I am talking about Fasciotti. Beaton gets by, Stevenson gets by, left the door wide open.
Beaton, I love his line choice too. He's very creative on the track. You can see if he's around people, he's not afraid to try new things. Bart here challenging Beaton on the inside. I think he's going to hold position.
You know what? For a young guy that's 15 years old to get into the mix like this, Stevenson again with a nice line drive.
Forces himself through
the red zone. Awesome. But you just can't teach somebody to act like that on the track. He was fantastic. Beaton is.
Beaton really is a future star. There's no question. He's got all the ingredients. He's a great kid, a hard worker. He's 15 years old. He could be out partying, staying up late. He's training. He's thinking, eat and breathe in motocross.
Well, you're looking at the mix right now. Fasciotti and Beaton, two of the young hot guns in Canada right at the moment. Okay, here we go. Let's set it up. Nelson in first. We've got Stevenson. Oh, and Lacey has a moment as he's got Lockridge on his heels. Back to our leader, number 181, Jimmy Nelson, out in front again. Oh, I like those stutter bumps. Here we are, Stevenson in second, Beaton third, Lacey fourth, and Lockridge in fifth. A great battle in this moto.
Lacey riding hard under the Blackfoot Honda tent. Like we said, he's a 4-stroke specialist, new to the 2-stroke. He's just outside of the top 3, it seems, just outside of the limelight.
More carnage through the rhythm section as we get back to Beaton, almost off the track. Lacey crosses over, goes outside. Let's see the line choices as they come down. Beaton with the inside line. Lacey on the outside, Beaton for the block. Oh, Lacey goes inside. Beaton left the door open. Nice try for him. Nice try.
Beaton miscued that, but look, he's retaliating. Lacey's getting him back. That's where he stuffed Lacey earlier in the moto. Beaton still fighting hard. Like I mentioned, fighting hard, trying different things on the track. I love this kid.
And Lacey's been riding like that in this series for about 4 years now. This kid, I like Tiger Lacey. Love to watch him ride. As we get back to Lockridge, making his way up on Stevenson through the trees. Great defense for Bart. I love the way he stole that line, Brian, inside line.
He did, coming up the section. You could feel the heat from Lockridge. He cut him off with his peripheral vision. And you can also hear those bikes coming up behind you. So Bart well aware where Lockridge is.
Nice line coming out of that international section for Lockridge as he gets by Stevenson to the tabletop. I don't know, Bart, what can you say about that? Lockridge just put the move on him.
And that's for second place. Jimmy Nelson still out front. Bart third. A couple Pacific Yamaha riders, they're battling for 8. That's Brad McLean and Todd Minnie actually just passes him for 8.
Nice season for Minnie as he works his way into the top 10. Glad in the mix as well. Oh my, Lockridge has made up tons of ground. He's made it all up on Nelson as they follow through the Old Spice red zone. Bit of a freight train as they get to the finish line, Brian.
You can notice the track is starting to get a little bit chewed up, Travs. A little dusty off the faces of the jump. Look at the ruts coming into these corners. Side by side, picture perfect. Lockridge bulldogs his way through in a first place. Jimmy Nelson, let's see what he's got.
Unbelievable how much ground Lockridge has made up in this moto. I mean, you know, he was far back as 5th off the start. He's come up, he's passed Nelson for the lead. That's got to stick in the craw, I think, a little bit.
Maybe Nelson can pick up a couple lines from Lockridge. There's still a few laps left. Maybe he can make it work.
Rickard just Fasciotti off the track as the young gun comes up in a big cloud of pigpen dust. That's got to be trouble. Let's go trackside with Golds.
All right, Todd Blackfoot here. Your boy Tiger's kind of get overshadowed by the guys that are way up front. He's got to have a boring ride, but he's still riding real good.
Well, we did some adjustments to the bike between motos. It seems to be working. I got up to a decent start. The Blackfoot Honda Thor Racing Honda Canada bikes are doing well today. But we just can't seem to get those guys out front. He's been pushing hard. The pace of the spread between the races are staying the same. He's running the same lap times. We're just not catching up on him. We're running out of time. It looks like it's going to be a 4-4 day for Tiger Lacey in the 106 bike today.
Right on, Todd.
Thanks, Ryan.
Evan Lockridge going through the red zone on his final approach. This is his last lap in total control of this moto. Looks like he's left Jimmy Nelson far and away as he gets ready to take the checkered flag. Second 125 moto, Evan Lockridge.
All right, Jimmy. Awesome moto. The sun is beating down on you guys out there. What's it like out there?
The track's really good, actually. It's a little rougher, the second moto, and I got up to a good start. I think I was like third or so, and then went into the lead pretty quick, and probably first 15 minutes I probably had 20 seconds or more on anyone, and I know I had a few problems, but my bike's working great, got me out to a good start, and hopefully we'll fix some things and come back next week even stronger. But still got the overall, and that's what I was thinking out there the whole time, just trying to think about that.
Talk to us about the disappointment when you get a great start, you're rubbing bars and elbows with the best guys in the country, and some squid takes you out. Man, that's gotta be, what do you do to dig deep and get back out and go, Dougie?
Well, you know, that happens, Brian. It's racing, you know, you just deal with it, but it always does suck. Yeah. There's no escaping it sometimes.
The last moto of the day from Wild Rose MX Park in downtown Calgary. Great shot of the boys on the line. Remember that battle between Decker and Huffman as Dangerous B goes through 5.
It really sinks in when you see all the talent on that line, boy. There are some great riders coming into this first turn.
The gate is down, big straightaway into left-hander. Brian, who's going to get that MX Performance Magazine whole shot?
Looks like we got a little bit of every brand in there. We've got yellow, green, red, and it's Dubé on the Bondi 450.
What a beautiful start for Dubé. I love Dorsch through the middle there. And again, Lange with a good start. All season long, Lange has been up in the mix. Lange goes high for that slingshot. Dubé on the inside. Let's see. To the FMF power cam. Lange on the inside. I think he has Dubé coming to that rough section. Inside line takes the lead.
Yeah, that's a part of the track I like. Seems to be a lot of passes from that side of the whoops. Dorsch into third. Like to see him. We can see Schnell and Huffman rounding up the top 5.
Good start for Greg Schnell in that Riverside Yamaha. He can get in the mix, Brian. He's a fast rider. We know that. Again, Dorsch in the mix. I like this guy. He really knows how to handle a track like this, too.
Again, Dorsch or Schnell, not podium yet this year. They're both hungry. Dubé now in second. He's the smoothest guy on the track, pretty much. You know, you watch him ride. Doesn't look like he's trying hard.
Waugh did not get a good start. I saw Lockridge up there. Okay, let's check back through. Again, Dorsch. We saw Schnell. There's Lockridge. Fisher with a good start, and Treadwell starting to make some noise.
Treadwell pressuring Fisher here. I think he's got the pass in hand, and he does. Goldie, wrestling with a hay bale. Terrible start for him.
As we get back to the step up, Huffman on the inside. Dubé still in third. Is he going to make his way up on Lange? Oh, great inside line for Dubé as he takes first place away from Darcy Lange.
Dubé still got a lot of fight left in him here. That was a brilliant pass on Lange into the sweeper, 4-stroke to 2-stroke. Looks like the 450s can get the power down just a little easier out here.
It takes a lot of nerve to get off of that double and steal that inside line for the block pass. Dubé's got mojo coming out of every orifice. Love that guy.
Dubé sticking it to Lange with a big whip. He's got the leads coming into these nice. Look at Darcy took the exact same rut as Dubé. Must be a little smoother. He's not going to pass him there. But Huffman's a danger man in this trio.
Remember how good Huffman is in the rhythm section. Oh, Lange, he's all elbows. Great move on Huffman, but swings a little wide, gets the pit board from Woods. Huffman on the inside with a great line through that rhythm section, Brian. Looks like he has Lange.
I think the elbows touch there might have threw Lange off a bit. Huffman takes control a second. Dubé out front. There's a nice pack coming up here for the battle for fourth. We've got Waugh now stalking Dorsch and Schnell right there in sixth.
Interesting, Waugh used that Decker line coming out of that tree section. So maybe something he learned off of Decker.
Jumping into the
maybe
sand.
Yesterday when he lost in the qualifier. Anyway, Waugh on the gas in a big way. Schnell in tow. Loving the way Schnell's riding today. Look out, Dorsch. Here comes the jab on the big step up. Oh, Dorsch
better be looking around because JSR is in the crouch. He's in that stalking attack mode. He is set up on the left for the inside. That pass will stick.
Brian, Waugh stays on the gas longer than anybody else coming into the corners as we get back to the lead. Dubé with a fishtail. Huffman through the international section and the tear-off, my friend, for the lead.
That's a scary place to fishtail, because if you go off one of those jumps sideways, there could be hell to pay. Huffman into first place. Dubé now comfortably in second. The track getting choppy. Last moto of the day. Dubé steps out of the berm there. I know he's complained a bit about the front wheel hunting on that 450.
You know what? Huffman out in front, the way he's riding, this guy could check out, right? He could check out in a big way.
He's so tall, lanky, experience coming out of his ears. U.S. factory star at one point in his career, resurrecting it here in Canada. Poised for a win in Blackfoot Park.
Waugh had gotten by Dubé and Lange and put him in second place. Now the battle looks like it is for fifth place. Is this Schnell or is this Decker? This is Schnell on the outside. Does he have door? Sure he does, with a great move.
I love the way he just cuts through those ruts, making his own line. But you can see it's harder for the guys to clear that step up. It's getting rougher, it's getting slick on the takeoff. So the guys are casing. Oh my goodness! And all those blew right off this guy's head. Who was that, Mark?
That was number 263, Trevor Brooks, who got off the track in a hurry, Brian. Smart move, even in that condition, as we get back to the bowl and the step up. Treadwell, Decker, and Dubé.
Treadwell's impressed me when you watch him ride. He's really strong. He's yet to match the speed of our leaders, but he definitely belongs in the top 5. As Dubé now passes Craig Decker. He's showing his tenacity, Trav's not giving up this late in the race.
That was the battle for fourth. Dubé, of course, in fourth, Decker fifth. Treadwell in sixth. These guys are going at it hard. Okay, here's the pass, Brian. Detail it for me.
You see, Dubé stays nice and low, lands right on the inside, forces Decker wide. Decker really doesn't have anywhere to go but to wait for Dubé to go through, then get back on the gas.
We're back with our leader, number 120. That's Blackfoot's Damon Huffman, coming up to the Old Spice Red Zone, looking very smooth. Oh my, look at that. GSR has closed the gap in second place.
He's about 2 seconds back, and Why didn't get the greatest start. This is going to come down to the wire. The two Blackfoot boys out front on the home track.
To the international section, Decker with a lot of speed, but Lange staying low through there, Brian.
Decker definitely the aggressor here. He had a lot more speed on Darcy. Darcy held him off. We'll see for how long. They're taking alternate lines, crisscrossing. Again, these guys great buddies off the track, old teammates. Decker made a big bobble there, lost any ground he made up.
Darcy still looks like he's got it, Brian. Still choosing nice lines. He's just got to get on the gas as we get back to our leaders, crossing the finish line, getting their last lap flag. We get back to the battle for third. This is the last lap, Brian.
Look how fast Decker's charging here. He's going a lot faster than Darcy. 110-foot tabletop into the new section here. Makes the pass on the inside of Darcy Lange. Last half lap. That has got to hurt. We'll see if Darcy can retaliate.
Oh, he looks so good coming over that tabletop. And you're right, carrying so much speed. Back to Huffman in the lead. I do not think Waugh's going to get him through the red zone. Damon Huffman, his first win on Canadian soil, taking the checkered flag. Second 250 moto here from Wildrose.
Damon, long overdue, buddy. You've gotten fourth, you gotten fifth, you got third, second, now first.
Yeah, I've been training really hard, and everyone at Blackfoot's been helping me out, and the bike was awesome today. Everyone at Blackfoot Motorsports, they do a great job, and I'd like to thank my mechanic Tony. JSR, man, he pushed me the whole entire way, and he's been unbeatable all year, and it feels really good to.
Dubé fades to 10th.
Like I said before, it's an awesome track. It's starting to get beat up a little bit with 40 riders going 30-minute motos. But no, Damon rode awesome. Our Honda CR250 are hooking up, great with those Michelin tires. We're both on the same equipment. We're both great and experimented riders. So hopefully we put a good show for you guys today. It was a tough race, and I guess Damon needed a haircut, so I let it win.
There you go.